Welcome to the My Inner Tiger podcast. I'm your host, Sydney D. Camella. I'm also a wife, mother, master life coach, course creator, and spiritual Sherpa. Over the past few years, I have overcome extreme anxiety, depression, addiction, infertility, and chronic illness. And as a result, I've made it my life's mission to teach other women like you that no matter what battle you're up against, you have an inner tiger, a power within to create and manifest whatever your heart desires. If you are tired of being a victim and ready to be boss of your life, you have come to the right place. Each episode, I'm going to share tools, teachings, and techniques I have used and taught countless other women so that together we can create a life beyond our wildest dreams. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that your inner tiger is just waiting to be unleashed. I'm so happy you've tuned in. Let's get started. All right, my loves. This episode I feel is really powerful. I talk a lot about the triggers that I've been experiencing lately when it comes to things I'm trying to manifest and feeling like I'm taking steps backward and things aren't happening the way I had hoped they would happen. And the way that I handled those triggers and really brought myself out of a very low vibrational state and into a higher state where I just feel that anything is possible. And then moving into gratitude, which is the key to everything. And so it's really powerful. I know that you're going to learn a lot. I also talk a lot about the real key important things to know when you're trying to manifest anything in your life. So listen closely and enjoy. Hello, gorgeous souls, and welcome back to the My Inner Tiger podcast. It's just me today, and I am really excited about that. It's been several episodes since I've come on the mic and just gone solo here. And so what I want to talk about today is manifestation. And I want to talk about this because this is something that I am going through personally right now. And it's a big learning experience for me. And it's a big test for me. And I'm just growing exponentially here in the last, I'd say week, but then I could really expand it out to a month and then beyond that as well. But just lately, and even particularly today, I'm really being challenged and triggered, okay? And so I just want to get on here and talk about this because I know I'm not alone in this, and it's such an interesting topic to me, and I know that other people, you will be able to take away a lot from this message and learn from my mistakes, learn from my victories, and grow and learn with me, because that's the beautiful part of having a podcast and having regular listeners is that we're all growing together, right? And like my acupuncturist always points out to me, she's like, I'm so glad you're doing this now in this process where you still are in, you're still in your kidneys. I don't want to use the kidney F word, but your kidneys are still healing. They still have a long way to go to heal. And you're not just standing at the top of the mountain saying, look, I did it. You can do it too. People are actually going through the process with you and you're documenting it. And it's cool to think of it that way because I don't have all the answers. I haven't figured it all out. I am learning, and we all are. I mean, we're all learning every day. We're going to be learning till we're dead, right? And anyway, it's exciting for me to be able to share this and just share my thoughts openly because that's what lights me up, okay? So manifestation, now that is such this podcast is not like to say this is how you manifest something, because actually from what I know to be true, there's a lot of steps involved in really learning how to be an expert manifester, okay? And I know a lot, but I wouldn't call myself an expert. And I only say that because I'm comparing myself to people I know that, teach major courses on it and have really, manifested lots and lots of different things. And I have manifested lots of things. I've manifested getting off of dialysis. I've manifested having a child. I've manifested canceling a kidney transplant. And so anyway, I do know what I'm talking about here. but I'm also still learning and growing. And that's what I want to talk about today, is sort of what's been going on with me lately and triggering me and how I'm handling it. So let's just start by saying what I'm trying to manifest at the moment. Top of the list would be having this second child. So if you are new to the podcast or you don't know, I am not able to have another child because as a result of giving birth to my first one, I went into complete kidney failure, and I'm continuing to heal my body from that, and it's not strong enough to carry another baby. So we have hired a surrogate to carry our second child. And where we are in the process with that is, so whereas I'm recording right now, she had an embryo transferred into her a week ago. So it's been 7 days. And we agreed that she would do an early test and pee on a stick today. Okay. So she peed on a stick actually the day before and didn't tell me, which is hilarious. I love that. Because she knew I wasn't ready to know until today. So she peed the day before and got a very faint second line, which is awesome. Okay. So she didn't tell me because she wanted to pee again today with a less faint line and tell me, the results. So she texted me this morning and she's like, oh my God. So yesterday I got a very faint second line. Today I did not get a second line. And so I'm like, what? I've been manifesting this second child. Like, of course you're going to be pregnant. Like, of course. And, it's hilarious to me. It's so entertaining. Like I'm laughing a little bit about this because I know this is just God, the universe testing me. I mean, I can't speak for Brittany's journey, but I know it's testing me. And, I got triggered by that this morning, and I went into anxiety, okay? And fear and anxiety and doubt and disappointment. And immediately that's where I went. Now, it wasn't terrible. I'll give myself credit that it wasn't as terrible as it's been in the past. In the past, when I've been trying to, like when I was trying to manifest my first child, and I would go way into that disappointment. When I get numbers from my kidneys back and they don't look great, then I go into major disappointment. And so this time, I will say, was not as bad, but it's still, I could feel it in that place in my stomach. So it's kind of like right at my solar plexus area is right where I get that anxious, disappointed feeling. And it was just, I hate when I get it because, it's so familiar to me, which is frustrating because I'm always trying to grow past this. And so I'm like, here I am again, having these feelings but I'm combating it, right? So I'm doing all the things. And then after I got the baby to school, I sat down and did a very long clearing of the energy centers meditation, and it was amazing and beautiful. And during that meditation, I was just giving it all up, right? Giving all the feelings up. And I felt so good afterwards, and it was just wonderful. And I really wasn't worried about it. So that's one thing that happened to me today. Then the other major thing I'm trying to manifest is my kidneys getting better. And I know, let me just tell you that I know in my heart of hearts that I will manifest wonderful kidney health. I just know this. Now, the process to getting there is a learning curve and a growing constantly situation. I'm always being tested. I'm always being pushed to my limits, which is exactly how it works, guys. This is how it works when you're learning and you're growing and you're manifesting. You are learning to let go, right? So what I want to say about that is that just about 30 minutes ago, I got a call from my nephrologist. Now, I had blood work done on a couple days ago, and I chose not to look at the results until my doctor's appointment on Monday, because my biggest thing lately, since I'm letting go, is to not look at my numbers. So as much as possible, when I used to obsess over the numbers, I'm just letting them go and not worrying about it. I'm just trusting that everything is happening as it's meant to happen, okay? So I just got this call from my nephrologist saying, well, your hemoglobin, which is another number that they track. It's my kidney numbers and my hemoglobin are the two major ones that we look at. And my hemoglobin was, she said in the voicemail, was like really low. Okay, she's like, we're faxing it over to your hematologist. And I, of course, went into trigger number 2 of today. I was even sitting in the same spot that I was sitting a few weeks ago when I found out that my numbers had gone up, which is the wrong direction, by the way, and feeling the exact same feelings of disappointment again. And I'm like, God, but I thought I let go of this. I thought I was moving on. I thought I was growing, which is true. I am, because honestly, it wasn't as bad. But this is just how we get tested. Let me tell a little story that my friend, beautiful friend Gina, just told me, because I actually called her to ask her. I was like, here I am again in this situation. What do I do? And she gave me some great tips, which are going to help. I'm going to share in a minute. But she's like, let me tell you a story. One night at midnight, my assistant and I were walking out the door, and a tree frog jumped out of the tree and landed on my bare chest. My assistant screams at the top of her lungs, and I had zero reaction. And it was just really funny. She's like, we were laughing about this, and then I gently pull the tree frog off. I put him down. And then we walk a little further, another tree frog jumps right out and just lands right on my face. And of course, my assistant is screaming, and we're both dying, laughing hysterically. And my assistant says, and I'm saying this, this is how Gina said it. She's like, my assistant says, how did you not respond? Like, I would freak out if a tree frog, a cold, wet tree frog, just plop lands right on me and on my face. Like, how are you so calm? And she's like, honey, I have not always been this way. And this story spoke volumes to me, because this is where we're trying to get, okay? We're always trying to get to that place where life's news, life's events, life's circumstances, life's, everything we're going through is constantly happening for us, okay? It's teaching us a way to come to a place where we are in so much alignment, we have so much faith and so much trust in the fact that no matter what happens to us, it's always happening for us, okay? Because when we get to a place of complete, what's the word? I don't even know if there is a word for it. Complete alignment, complete peace, complete, I don't know. I mean, again, we're not done learning till we die, but just the place of bliss, right? Maybe that's a good word for it, is of bliss, is where we can go through life, and no matter what we're being told, no matter what tree frogs hit us, no matter what happens, we are taking it in stride. And we have so much faith and confidence in the fact that it's all working out for us. It's all happening in its perfect divine plan, okay? And we're just learning along the way. Now, let me tell you a little bit more about what happened when I called Gina. So I call her, and she's very familiar with my circumstances. And I said, listen, here I am again. I'm in the exact same chair I was a few weeks ago when I got the bad news that my numbers had gone the wrong direction. And I'm starting to go into this panic mode again. Why am I not past this? And what do I do? And she's amazing. And she just said, okay, here's what you're going to do. First, you're going to write down any possible good that could come from the situation, okay? The situation about the baby. And so I came up with a couple different things. For example, maybe the soul wasn't meant to be born. It's not the soul that was meant to be born, right? Or I just need more time to heal my body and grow my business. Who knows? There's a million different reasons why this could be a good thing, right? Things I don't even know about. Then she said, now make a list of why, or what possible good could come out of, your hemoglobin being really low, or maybe possibly, I don't know what my new kidney numbers are. I'm not looking on purpose. But in the event that they were worse, then, what possible good could come of it? And I'm like, well, it would make my triumphant story even better and more relatable. It would give me more material for my podcast. Hey, look at this. It would be a stronger testimony. It would be more time for me to learn and grow, and more things for, taking me even deeper and deeper into faith and deeper into learning about myself and how to break free of this habit of fear that I have a tendency to go into, right? And so there's so many good things that could happen to it. She also said, I want you to go up to a wall, to lay down and put your legs up against the wall. Make like your butt maybe a foot or some inches or a foot out from the wall and your feet up on the wall. This helps to calm your nervous system, and that's what it's all about. When you get triggered by things, okay, the thing that's going to cause the problems is your cortisol going up, the nervous system freaking out, right? This is what puts you into fear. This is what puts you into that fight or flight. So you don't have to go there. But why do you go there? Only because it's a habit. Okay, so if we can take our perspective and write down the good that could come out of these situations and then calm our nervous system. She also said go on a walk, but I can't do that right now because I'm the only adult here and my child is taking a nap. So what did I do? I got on my rebounder and I just started jumping because that moves your system. It moves the energy and gets the gunk out and will help raise your vibration, right? These are all things to raise your vibration. Breath work. I did breath work when I was laying on the wall or on the floor with my feet on the wall. And so after I did this, you guys, I came up and was like, holy crap, I am a different person. I'm a different person than I was 30 minutes ago when I freaked out and called Gina, right? And it's really that simple. It's changing your state. It's raising your vibration. So, I mean, it changed me so much to hop on here and want to do a podcast about this, right? So this is my most recent experience, but I still know for a fact, and even just saying this out loud, I'm more amped about the fact that, this is exciting. I know I'm going to have another child. I know eventually it's going to happen. I know eventually my kidneys are going to be 100%. I just know this, but this path that I'm on, these lessons that I'm learning along the way, they are just molding me into a fucking fantastic human being. I mean, there's no other way to put it. And I am so grateful for that. And then you move into a continuous cycle of gratitude. And then your vibration gets even higher and higher and higher. And folks, this is how you manifest. Okay? So as you continue to do these things and you continue to get better and better at them every time you get triggered, right? This is how you continue to tell the universe, this is what I want. This is happening. This is, the fear, the low vibration, the low energy is not putting that signal out, because what you put out is what you get back. And you want to put out high vibration. You want to put out what it is that you want. You want to be who it is you want to be when all of the things you're manifesting are it's coming to fruition, right? And that's how you manifest. Now, again, it goes a lot deeper than that, but I want to also talk about two really important parts of manifesting. So Dr. Joe Dispenza says this a lot, and lots of my teachers talk about this, but the basic core principles of really manifesting whatever it is you desire, and this can be anything. This can be more happiness in your life. This can be the love of your life, your soulmate. This can be more wealth. This can be getting pregnant. This can be healing your body. It can be anything. You can manifest anything that you want, okay? And it's a hot topic that we could talk hours and hours and hours upon, but there's a simple little formula that I've put together as a result of people that I listen to and mentors of mine. So I just want to share a little bit about what that is. So if you want to manifest something, like for example, let's use this, my surrogate getting pregnant and us having a baby, right? So I want to manifest baby. So what do? I set the intention. Okay. So like before I go into a meditation, I will set an intention that I want to manifest this baby. This baby is going to be born. And then during a meditation, it doesn't have to be like a quote unquote meditation. Just sit in silence with it. Okay. Sit in a daydream. Go into a daydream with this, right? And I want you to envision yourself having this baby or having what it is that you want. Envision what it looks like, what it smells like, what it tastes like. Envision what it feels like. Envision how you feel when you have this baby in your arms, okay? How it feels when you get that signal from the doctor that she's pregnant and, you're going to have another baby. How does that feel? Where do you feel it in your body? Really just envision it. Close your eyes and imagine it happening in real time, okay? So that's setting a clear intention and feeling it. You have to set a clear intention and match it with an elevated emotion. That's what Dr. Joe Dispenza likes to say. You match the thought with an elevated emotion. And then what do you do next? Now this part is twofold, okay? So the first part is you see it and then you hand it over and you let it go. You hand it over to a higher divine. You hand it over to divine intelligence. You hand it over to God. You hand it over to the quantum field and you say, okay, do your magic. My work here is done. And you let it go. And you imagine yourself physically letting it go. Now, this is where I used to get hung up, okay? Because everyone would be like, just let it go, let it go, let it go. And I'd be like, okay. And I loved it in theory. Yes, I want to let it go. But then I'm sitting here thinking how the heck do I let it go? I'm still worried about it. I'm still really worried that what if she doesn't get pregnant? Or what if my kidneys don't heal? That thought continues to come in my mind. And I'm like, so how do I actually let it go? And I personally figured out a way to do it that works for me. And it's sitting in a meditation in deep theta brainwave, calm nervous system, zoned into another level of consciousness. And I envision myself holding it in my hand and literally letting it go. And I see it float up into this beautiful geometric cosmic atmosphere, right? Where everything makes sense and everything happens. And the beautiful part is it's like I let it go and then I just wipe my hands clean of it. And I say, I'm done with it. Okay. Now that's the first part, which is really powerful. But the second part that's equally as important is to let go of the outcome. Okay. It's to say, okay, so I gave this to you. I gave this to you, and no matter what, I trust that the outcome will play out exactly as it's meant to. It's no longer mine to handle. I am going to move on. And I trust that no matter what happens, no matter what pregnancy tests come back negatively, no matter what kidney numbers come back, a few weeks from now or whenever, no matter what, I've given it to you and I trust that you will have full control over this and you have my best interest in mind and I release it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. And I let go of the need to know what's going to happen. And I also let go of the fact that in the event, let's say that for some reason, I don't end up having another baby. Okay. Let's say for some reason, I end up needing a kidney transplant. Guess what? Those are both okay. And it's making peace with the fact that that is okay. And if that's what needs to happen for me in my life, that is perfectly okay. It's in its perfect divine formation. It is exactly as it's meant to be. So let that sink in, okay? So again, set the intention, feel it, that elevated emotion attached, then let it go. Physically see yourself letting it go. And then trusting that no matter what happens, and you don't need to know what happens, you just know that you gave it over. It's no longer your job. Wipe your hands clean of it, move on, and trust that no matter what happens is perfect. It's all perfect. It always was perfect. It always is perfect. And it always will be perfect. Okay? So I hope that this spoke to you. I would love to know if it did. Please, if you really enjoyed this podcast, tag me on social, take a screenshot of it and tag me on social media at MyInnerTiger or at Sydney D. Camella. And I just am really excited to hear what your thoughts are on it. And if you've been through any experience like this, I want to know about it, guys. I want to hear about it. Send me a DM, send me a message. I love this stuff. This is what I live for, okay? And I love you so much and have a beautiful day. Mwah! Talk to you soon. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of My Inner Tiger. Before you go, I'm curious to know, how many times have you tried using affirmations and gotten 0 results? I did that for years, and then I finally realized how to do it right, and that changed everything for me. And that's why I created this beautiful daily manifesto, which I'm giving to you at no cost at all. And it comes with detailed instructions on how to actually get the real change that you want. It's basically a really cute and printable list of powerful affirmations all geared toward helping you manifest more peace and self-confidence. I mean, who doesn't want that? I have one right here in front of me on the wall in front of my desk, and then I have another one in the bathroom in front of my toilet. That way, it's a huge part of my daily life, and trust me, it makes all the difference. I am sure you will love it too, so head on over to myinnertiger.com/manifestation or click the link in the show notes below to download your free copy. And if you loved what you heard today, please, please, please rate and review this podcast on iTunes. And finally, if you're not already, come follow me on Instagram at myinnertiger for more tips and inspiration. I can't wait to connect with you there. Now, go out there and manifest your dreams because you are absolutely worthy of everything you desire.